All right, so Sasha has my work set up, and the images are in different sizes. So Sasha is pointing to a gallery, my work Sasha, and in the design option here, we've got aspect ratio set to auto, which means whatever the image size is set to, it's going to display it. And that's why we've got this unevenness. And so what we can do is we can choose something and it will even it all out. But the problem is it's cropping it in a way that we don't like. And so the solve for that is to go into, what I've done is I've gone into Figma and I've created a frame around, I dropped in all the images, I downloaded the images and I dropped them in like this. And so I saw all the different sizes, right? And I created a frame around, I went around this one kind of as the center point of that frame. And then within that frame over here, as you can see in the left, that I think I did the first one was that one. And then I dropped in each image and then I sized them down so that it fits in the size and then they all have a consistent size. This one I said, let's choose the cropping. I mean, we could go like this if we wanted to put this like that and we wanted to show the whole thing. Another option would be to kind of center that. And let's say we do a rectangle. So I'm going to create a rectangle in there. That rectangle, let's put it behind that image. Let's drop her that. So we could do that, and then I'll put those two together and group those. So that could be an image. That could be an image. That one, I don't know that we can improve anything, but again, if we set the images all at the same size, then we've got control over the cropping. But that's how you get the images to all look the same. That's how you get all the images to look the same, is to make sure that you're creating the same size before you install those. And typically I'll do this in Figma. And this is something that we do a lot with customers in trying to get them consistent where we don't have the cropping issues. Now, the other thing we can do is that if we want to just crop them like this, one of the things you can do is if we go to the gallery, Sasha's gallery here, and if we click on this focal point, we can adjust. That one's fine, that one's fine. So we can move this focal point. Let's say if we go all the way up here, and then if I reload this page here, you can set that focal point. I can change this, and if I go all the way down and click off of it and hit reload, see how we can control that. Now that's not helping there. So this option is obviously not going to work, but I wanted to show you that focal point option because we want to see that whole thing. So it sounds like we're best in using this method here. I'm going to save these out just like this, and I want to go over that just to make sure. So if I click on something like this and I hit export, I'm going to see this image, but we're exporting the image. And what we want to do is we want to export the frame actually. So if I go to this frame and hit export, I'm also going to do this as a JPEG because of the image part in there. If it was just all graphical, I probably would do a PNG, but I want to do it as a JPEG to get that file size a bit smaller. And so I'm going to export this, my work one, and then I'm going to turn that one off and I'm going to put the next one in. This one probably is going to be good as a PNG. So again, make sure you're selected on the frame. And also if I name it too, if I go Sasha work, I can name it like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a PNG on that one. And then if I hit export, Sasha my work number 2. And then we'll turn this off, turn this one on, and let's see, I want that to be center. So I'm gonna center that because it's not centered. There we go. That's a little bit better. I'm gonna go back up here. I want this, gonna hit this export here. I'm gonna do this one as a PNG as well. And I'm looking at the file size, 116, 294, that's a bit higher than I'd like. And 415, that's actually pretty huge. So I'm gonna optimize those. All right, so I've optimized all 3 of them. You can see that those were cut down over 80%, down to 58, 47, and 16K. And we can confirm that over here. Those are really great file sizes. And then just gonna go and reinstall those. So remove this image. So the other thing I wanted to show you is that we could add links, and I would recommend making links for this. So I would actually put a link for Instagram right in here. Pop that link in. You can even do an external window, but I would put the links to Instagram and Twitter in this copy here. And then, and if we wanted to, we could have the whole image and everything go specifically to Instagram or Twitter. If we wanted to just put one link in there, then we wouldn't. You don't have to link it in the description, and somebody could click on that and go directly to somewhere else. So that's where we do that in the options and hit that click through URL. But now that those are done, let's do a quick reload here. There we go. Everything's a good size. And and the last thing is I probably would take that date out. So to take that date out, we're going to go back to Sasha's page here. Edit that summary. Primary metadata. So in editing the summary, we're on content, and we want to put none, unless you want to have that date up there. But I don't know if the date's really doing anything for us in this case. It's a little cleaner. So that's how I do that. Hit save. And that's it.